Thank you for joining us. Statistics reveal that people are making a conscious move to eat more plant-based foods, be it for health benefits or to reduce man's negative impact on the environment. Hinduism promotes vegetarianism on the basis of ahimsa, or non-violence towards all living beings. Up next, we meet Pathma Moodliar from the Brahma Kumaris, who over the years has been assisting families to make the transition to vegetarianism with innovative cooking to make meals that are innocuous, nutritious, and delicious.
When I was introduced to the Brahma Kumaris by my husband, actually, he was the one who found this path initially. I realized that the end of my search has come, because this is what I've been looking for. In the beginning, when my husband was teaching meditation, the responsibility of helping people to make the transition, from eating meat to vegetarian fell on me, because a lot of Indians and other cultures, just knew the regular preparation of vegetables, and there was the feeling that a lot of people were finding it difficult. So that was the first step in experimenting and making, food interesting. Cheeses are not kosher, so you have to make sure. The one thing that we overlook when it comes to healthy eating is that the effect of vibrations on food. And so, because the body, mind, and soul is affected by the consciousness in which your food is cooked. The first thing you have to do is try to be silent and create pure and good thoughts. Because as you create those thoughts, it permeates, the atmosphere, and it is that vibrations that it creates in the atmosphere which the food is going to absorb eventually. And so that is why we feel that food becomes holy. The whole act of cooking starts how you go and select your food, and your focus when you're preparing, and the state of mind as well when you're sharing the food. All that impacts on, the nutrition, the nourishment, the nourishment, the enjoyment, and all of the food. Now, I'm going to put half of this in the pan. And then you top it with the rest of it. Your food has got to look appealing, It's got to be attractive, visually attractive, because you eat with your eyes first. And I think your color is more important. And then it has to, I think we have to base our diet on the 4 main groups. That is plant-based, groups. And that is our protein, our carbohydrate, and the grains and pulses. And so once we have those basic groups in place, and we understand those ingredients, then it becomes so easy to combine and put them together to form a complete dish. There's always this thing about when you become vegetarian, will you get enough protein? And I think it's such a misconception, because the body requires so little protein. And we can get all our protein from our food, from all our foods in the right combination. So if we have something chewy, that is, the nuts and the grains, and then we have the leafy green vegetables, which is, all our vitamins and minerals and fiber. Yeah, and the complex carbohydrates is all our other colorful vegetables like our peppers and all this, the butternut and sweet potato. And what about the cabbage? The cabbage is the most neglected vegetable because the cabbage has absolutely all the amino acids that we need in our body, even that the first-class protein doesn't have. And so in the early days, I had done experiments with cabbage alone. The most beautiful dishes we turned out with cabbage alone, because I was just learnt the value of the humble cabbage at that time. And then now in the modern eating style, we have things like couscous and quinoa and pasta. So you make the most beautiful kinds of dishes with pasta, and the possibilities are endless. The various dishes you could make with pasta. And then we were introduced to tofu, when other cultures coming, and then you got introduced to tofu. Tofu is a very good substitute for protein, and then we've learned to cook it in, to suit the Indian palate in many different ways. I think that's what it's all about, adapting the modern food to our palate, and sometimes blending the both and getting a very beautiful dish in the process.